Well, you know how you feel lonely sometimes in business? Well, that is what we're going to talk about today. So, if you've ever had a lonely emotion and you're like, what's a lonely emotion? I'm going to tell you in this video. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Financial Therapy Challenge. Each week, I'm going to give you a tip, a tool, a resource that will help you master your money by mastering your emotions. I am Kanae Corder, National the world's number one national certified counselor specializing in financial therapy. Now, somehow I tend to forget to say the world's number one. And maybe it's like a hidden suppression emotion. Maybe I have an emotion around saying I'm the world's number one national certified counselor. Should I do some financial therapy on myself? I think so, because I've missed saying that for the last few weeks. But I am the world's number one national certified counselor specializing in financial therapy. And I need to say that with my chest, right? All right. Me, you know. So if you ever feel any emotions around your title, either a too attached to that title, or maybe you feel like you just don't deserve that title, all of these are what I call prosperity emotions. And prosperity emotions sometimes get in the way of success. And when I talk about these prosperity emotions, these are the negative prosperity emotions. Yeah, there are some positive ones, but those aren't getting in your way. Which ones are? The negative ones. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I think it's very important that you understand that there are four types of prosperity, or another word you could use to replace that would be success emotions. And they are money emotions. There are fear emotions. There are lack emotions. And there are lonely emotions. Those are the ones we are going to talk about today. And before I forget, I want to remind you that you should follow or subscribe so that you make sure every time I go live, that kind of rhymed a little bit, every time I go live, that you're notified. Yes, you need to get those notifications. So when I go live, you're there. But just in case you miss it, you should make sure you're in the community. Now, there's a link in the description of this video that will take you right there. So go ahead and join my free community if you want to get free financial therapy. And now let's talk about the lonely types of emotions. Now, there are also four of these, and I'm going to break each one down, and we're going to talk mostly about the mistakes that you make, or the reactions you have, or the reasons why you're having these lonely emotions. Now, a lot of people believe you're having lonely emotions because it's lonely at the top, but it's just not true. First of all, it's not lonely at the top, but the climb to the top can be lonely, and maybe you're still on the climb, and that's why you're lonely, and you didn't take the right people with you. Now, you took some people with you, but maybe you took the takers, the people who need more than they are actually giving, right? They're doing a lot of receiving and no giving. That's out of balance. And maybe you brought people with you who needed to ride your coattail. Like, they don't really have any talent. They don't even have a real marketable skill, but they need to be around you in order to feel important. Maybe that's who you brought to side. Those people are draining. They're draining you. And that's why you feel alone and lonely. So, but let's get even deeper. Let's go even deeper. You ready to go deeper with me? Now, I can tell you the depth that we're going to go right now is not even nearly as deep as we go in the community. So if you want free financial therapy, go ahead and click that link in the description of this video, and let's get connected, because you can ask your questions and get answers in the community real time. The first lonely emotion is numb. Sometimes you just feel numb. Why do you feel numb? Because you're exhausted. You have already felt all the feelings. I should probably tell you, there is construction going on right outside my window. So I keep getting distracted. I mean, I say right outside my window. I can't even tell you how close it is. If I walked outside and stood on my balcony, I could probably jump onto the truck if I jumped off the balcony, but I'm not feeling any lonely emotions, so no reason for me to jump off the balcony. Oh, I love how I tied that together. That was so good. Anyway, these numb emotions, the reason why you're feeling them is because you are exhausted. You have felt all the feelings, you've gone through a lot, and now you're wondering, you have nothing left. What else could I feel at this point? In fact, I don't want to feel anything else. I'm going to cut off my emotions. Now, I'm not saying you say this out loud. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm saying that somewhere you know that you have given too much in your subconscious brain, which is where we work. When you do financial therapy, it's in your subconscious brain. When you do financial self-sync financial therapy, I should say, because they're plenty of financial therapists got stuck out there that are not going to do what I do. I do financial therapy from the subconscious brain, not the conscious brain, because that will come back around and you'll end up doing the same things, expecting a different result. So you have drained yourself of all the emotions and now you're numb. Mistakes that people make when this happens is they try to fill these voids. They try to feel. They might drink. They might have sex with random people. They might do all kinds of things. You know the things. We can talk more about it in the community. But let's go on to number 2. You might feel misunderstood, and that is a lonely emotion. Misunderstood. Why? Because you're different. And in today's society, different is just starting to get accepted. I've been different my whole life. I don't know about you, but luckily I was born with an extra dose of confidence, and my mom made it okay to be different. In fact, if you think about it, all of us are different. Everybody is different. Everybody wants to come and be normal, but what the heck does that mean? Nothing. So, but you feel misunderstood because you don't fit in. And that's a mistake that you've been making. You've been trying to fit in. And that's making you feel misunderstood because you're not like those other people. And that is okay. And I'm going to tell you in a minute what you can do to make it all better. So let's go to number 3. Number 3 is disconnected. You feel disconnected. Why? Because you're tired. You tried, that's spelled, that's a typo. You tried to connect. You want me to correct that? I should probably correct that, huh? All right. So since we are live, I can do it. All right. How's that? There you go. Okay. So you tried to connect. You tried. You tried. A lot of times you tried, but you just feel disconnected. Why? Maybe it's the person, maybe it's your spouse. Maybe they just don't listen to you anymore. Maybe you talked about your business so much that they're just like, oh my God, I cannot hear about this business anymore. And then there's just like this disconnect because you're holding in your feelings and you don't want to talk about it because you think nobody wants to hear about it. Or maybe you tried, like maybe you join these masterminds and then people all seem to have it all together and nobody's being authentic. Everybody's faking it till they make it. And you're like, oh, I thought we were going to be in here being vulnerable and telling the truth. Well, this ain't Hampton. I heard about this new mastermind called Hampton, and apparently they all get vulnerable and cry. And I'm not saying cry, but I'm saying, wouldn't it be nice to be around people who can feel and be, like it's okay to be themselves? Like if they're having a day, just be like, I'm having a day. Or if business is slow, could you just be like, business is slow? Because who's to say we wouldn't like rally around you? Like, oh, business is slow. Let's get you some business. Who can we call? What can we do? I'm going to go live. You want to go live with me? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Or, hey, maybe there's a pivot you need to make. We can pour into you, but you've tried. And the reason why you feel disconnected again also is because you think you have to be the one to know it all. Ooh, that's too much, Kanae. You shouldn't have went there. That was just way too much. I know. I should have waited till you got in the community because now you're not going to join the community, right? You're like, oh gosh, she sees me, she knows me, and she's real. And I don't want real. I want to pretend. I want to keep pretending. You want to keep pretending? You don't belong in the community. You want the real? Get in that community, and you need to get there now. if what I just said, if that stung a little bit, you need this free financial therapy. All right, let's go to number 4. Now I'm having fun. I don't know if you are, but I like to have fun. And I can be serious too. Let's see if I can do it. All right, meaning. Oh, meaning. You just want meaning in life. Like, you've made the money. You put money first. You made the money. I know some of you might not have experienced this just yet, but you made the money. And you just, at this point, you're just like, you want to do something that means something that's going to change the world. And maybe you're not going to cure world hunger or cancer or anything giant like that, or you might not have a mission like mine, where my mission is to alleviate human suffering associated with money while changing the way mental health is viewed and administered, because money is the number one cause of stress, right? Whether you have it or not, whether you have a lot of it or not, it's still stressing you out, and that stress is causing other illnesses, including mental illnesses. And if I could just get you to reconcile your emotions around money, there's so much other ones that will just easily be handled just because of this one being handled. Wow, that is so meaningful. And maybe you're looking for that. Maybe the business you built before didn't bring you meaning. Maybe you had to follow a medical model, or maybe you had to sell products that you really didn't believe in. You're a financial advisor, and they every month your company had a new initiative. Oh, this is what we're selling now. Sell this. But what if your clients didn't really need that? You have a fiduciary duty to those clients. And now you want to start being a fiduciary. And you're like, I want people to trust me, because financial advisors, let's just face it, you have a bad reputation. And I'm going to tell you in just a second how to change that reputation. All right. So you want meaning. And part of the mistake that you've been making is putting money first. So let's stop right here, because I feel like I need to tell you what you need to do in order to feel better. First, tell me in the comments, have you ever felt any of these emotions? Just put a yes or a no, so I know where we are. If you are a no, then fine, we're not that connected. I don't know you as well as I thought I did. If you are a yes, I know you so well. You are my people. We need to be closer. You need to join our community. Click the link in the description. Okay, so if you have been feeling these emotions, there's something that you can do to release them. Release, both. You relieve them and you release them. Clearly, I need a break. Think about, let me tell you, that field work, this is what I said you can do. Remember, I said, I'm going to tell you what you can do. Okay, here it is. So think about the community that you could join to find connection. Join, keyword being join. You don't have to start this group, but I also think that you should start a group. In my group today, we were just talking about, I gave them a step-by-step plan on how to start your own community. Oh, it was so good. So many questions got asked, but so much powerful transformation. People had step-by-step plans so that they could get off of that. And I recorded it for them. And everybody whose question I answered, I gave them their own recording. So they don't have to listen to everybody else's recording. They just listen to theirs. Whew, girl. So I'm just saying, if you don't have a community, I said girl, guy, you too. I don't mean to leave you guys out, because, people shouldn't do that. There's a lot of men here listening. And I know people think that men don't want therapy, but men like financial therapy. That's who I speak to the most. But lately I've been getting a lot of women. It's interesting. I guess women are about their money now. They're not playing. Guys, you better watch out. Don't watch out. I'm making sure these ladies and men are on the same page. No more fighting, guys. Another reason why we're disconnected. You're disconnected because you're competing. Stop competing. I left that one out. That's important. I'm glad that came up. Stop competing, especially with your man or your woman. Stop competing. You guys are on the same team. I don't know who needed to hear that, but there you go, because that just came out of nowhere if you think about it. Yeah, stop competing. Men and women are not in competition. We have different skills. We need each other, and no more fighting. Band together and let's do this. Let's dominate. All right, we're on the same team. What community can you join? Now I mentioned Hampton, but you have to be in tech, and you have to have or at least be tech enabled, and you have to have a minimum of $1 million in revenue annually, which not that hard to hit. You might be there already. So there are other ones out there too. And the great thing about what I want you to think about with these communities is you want to join a community of people who either have the same challenge you do, or people who have the same like hobby you have, or maybe there's a particular subject that you love to discuss. To join that community and talk about that subject at nauseum. I was just making the assumption that it's something that I don't like to talk about. So, which is weird because I could talk about almost anything. I mean, anything. My boyfriend is always like, "How did you have that deep, long conversation?" Because as long as you're not talking to me about the weather or like, I don't know, whatever frivolous, like, how about those Bears? I'm from Chicago, which I don't know. I have no idea what happened with the Bears or the Bulls or the Sox or the Cubs or any team of anywhere, because I am focused on healing people. That is my focus. That's my entertainment. It is not entertaining to me to watch other people play. Now, I would play tennis, but I don't really like to watch other people play. I rather do sports than watch them. So I'm definitely not going to join a club about watching things, but I will join a club about doing things. So you be thinking about that. I'm going to wrap this up in just a second. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. You're amazing. So figure out what kind of community you want to join. And do you want to join a community that maybe has the same challenge you have, so you guys can work through the challenge together in some place where you can feel vulnerable? Do you want to join a community where people are, have the same interest, hobby that you have, or maybe a topic that you like to discuss? Think about that. So if you enjoy my community, I encourage you to do so. It is free. And that community is free. Mostly it's free to everybody. But let me tell you who's going to get the absolute most out of it is going to be service-based business owners. And then what I find is that the people who work with me closely end up being financial advisors and mental health professionals. Why? Because distracted by the construction, because my mission is to alleviate human suffering associated with money. And I can do that by working with financial advisors. And I find that financial advisors and mental health professionals already have a process in place, but sometimes the process they have in place is not working, and their clients are not sticking to their financial plans if it's a financial advisor, or their treatment plan if it is a mental health professional. And financial therapy can help them stick to their financial plans. Now, financial therapy can help with mental health professionals because a lot of mental health professionals are not talking about money with their clients. They really don't know how to have those conversations. And I said earlier, money is the number one cause of stress, whether you have a lot of it or not. So you have a lot of it, a little of it, and it can be the number one cause of your stress. But if you can't talk to your therapist about that, then who the heck can you talk to about it, right? So I'm giving therapists and financial advisors the tools to take financial therapy and add it to their existing process. You don't have to change. You don't need another certification. None of that. I'm going to look at your process. If you hire me, I'm going to look at your process. I'm going to walk through it with you a couple times, and then we're going to figure out where we drop financial therapy in there. And it is going to change your business, which is then going to change your life. So you need to go ahead and jump into that community. And here's how you do that. Like I said, there's a link in the description of this video. That's the easiest way. But let's say you don't like the easiest way. You'd rather do it the hard way. Then you're going to type www.presidentiallifestyle.com into your browser. And make sure you put the www, thank you, follow directions. And when you do that, it's going to take you to the website. And then on the website, there'll be a little orange button that says free financial therapy. Click that button. Now, let's say you scroll down. The color of the button changes. It might be burgundy. It might be green, I think at the bottom. It might say join. It might say learn more. But at the top, there is an orange button. If you want to read my beautiful website, go ahead. If you don't, just click the button. Give me your best email address. And when you give me your best email address, just like that, you become a member of the community. Now, if you would have joined earlier today, you'd have come to today's live. But since you weren't a member yet, now that you are, you can come to next week's live. And I am so excited to see you because I'm going to answer all your questions. I'm going to make sure your life is changed and we're going to have some fun. So you stayed all the way to the end. And that, my friend, makes you, I don't know where that came from. That makes you amazing. I will see you next time, like tomorrow, actually. I'll see you tomorrow because I'm going live every day in April because it's mental health. Oh, nope, it's financial awareness month. I really need to take a break. Yeah. Do you see how many times I've tripped over my words? I'm usually a lot more eloquent than this. And that's mostly true, but not completely true. I like to have fun. I'm human. And so some people would argue with that. Some people think I'm mutant because I'm like so freaking amazing. It's like, she can't be human. I know, but I have a human mother and a human father. So I am human. But the type of human I am is like to the highest height of humanness. So if you like that kind of human, then you need to join the community. And if you like hanging out with me, you might even want to hire me to speak at your conference, your workshop, your work event. I'd consider that if I was you. If you want to really wow your team, then let's talk about some financial therapy. Wouldn't it be awesome? Maybe there are people in the room that want raises, and if we could just get them to reconcile their emotions around money, they might not want that raise. Or maybe their clients, your client event. Oh, I could come and speak at your client event. That would be so much fun because what if I could get your clients to follow their financial plans and then they keep their money instead of going off and spending it or going and investing in some speculative thing that they don't have any business investing in, some cousin's idea, or doing what their brother-in-law said was a good idea. No. You are the expert and they're going to know it. And when we finish our self-sync financial therapy for your clients, they're going to stick to their plans and you are going to have a much easier time working with them. They're going to go to their next level of financial success, and so will you. Oh my God, this is such a good plan. I look forward to seeing you next week. We can talk more about it in the community.